Welcome back. Now, the sighting of a statue of Mahatma Gandhi at some Aboa quadrangle of the University of Ghana has raised varied concerns. A lecturer at the Institute of African Studies of the university, Dr. Obadele Kambong, insists Gandhi was a racist and the statue does not befit him. This was unveiled in mid-June during a visit to Ghana by Indian President Pranab Mukherjee.
A statue which was unveiled at Samabua quadrangle of the University of Ghana by the Indian President Pranab Mukherjee has received public attention. According to Dr. Obadele Kambong of the Institute of African Studies, Mahatma Gandhi was instrumental in the apartheid system in South Africa, and he contributed to the marginalization of the black community in India with hunger strike. He called for the statue of renowned Ghanaian or African icons to be erected instead.
Part of it was a lot of dozens and dozens and dozens of quotes from his time in South Africa, where he was instrumental in setting up or played a major role in the setting up of the apartheid system. So you had an incident where at the main post office, the Indians were asked to go through the same door as the Africans, and Gandhi took major issue with that. He says, you're classing us as savages, in the same class as these native African savages.
He added that Gandhi used damning words like kafiri to describe blacks, making him a racist. He confirmed he, together with Professor Kwesi, Dr. Piaget, have secured 531 signatories, which they will soon present to the University Council. However, Dr. Ebenezer Ayesu, a history lecturer at the university, recounted how Gandhi reformed his opinion of the black people from his last write-ups before his death. He also cited the lives of Malcolm X, who later reformed the opinions about black people.
I disagree, because yes, in his activities in South Africa, he made comments, racist comments about Africa. But this guy, it could be said that he recounted so many issues that he had earlier on addressed, which he himself, maybe based upon experience, direct contact with people and others, he realized that that shouldn't have been the case.
Right, so this is assuming interesting dimensions, emerging that this is an intellectual institution, a university with such debates ongoing. Dr. Chuneboa Senzu is a member of the counter-petitioners for the conservation of Gandhi statue. He's here tonight, and we're going to ask a couple of questions. How are you, sir? It's been a while.
Yes, I'm fine.
I'm smiling because I feel that the debate ongoing about the statue of Gandhi, for me, is throwing out of the discourse the real essence of what the academic institution is supposed to do in terms of history. So why would any group want the statue down? And why do you also want it to stay?
Yes, it's worrying, but the question that it raised is the issue of trying to myopically put Gandhi into a racist column.
You think that is short-sighted?
That is something that is more short-sighted in reason, because when we go historically, you realize that these researchers, because to be a pontification as a scholar, you have to do a lot of triangulation before you come out with your fact. They were able to limit all their studies to up to about 1989 of Gandhi history. As at that time around that era, Gandhi was about 26 years. And if they would have done a little fast track and moved somewhere to around the 1990s, up to the 1946, you would have realized a lot of self-criticism that Gandhi went through. And you would have even seen the time he traveled to Oxford.
So let me pause you there, because this is a very interesting point you're making. You are saying that the group which is calling for the pulling down of the statue selectively chose some of the data and left some out, and only to create impression he was racist. But you have also indicated that at a point, indeed, he was racist, but over the course of his lifespan, he regretted for some of his stance when he was youthful. So you still think that there is justification to have a statue standing in the University of Ghana?
Yes, for the issue of saying someone is racist, we have to critically examine it very well. He said he may have made certain utterances on the issue of racism. Does not also imply that he acted accordingly. It's a very important fact we have to say. And some of this also could have also been affected based on X or Y circumstances as at that time. At this point, he is now out of that circumstances. Then condition change. He has grown mature. At this point, tends to then criticize himself openly at some of the comments he may have made earlier at his age of 26.
Right.
And then come out with different cases. And it's very important.
Yeah.
We need to appreciate that. And when someone make utterances of racism, and at the end it's not acted, please, you can't judge him to that effect.
Okay, so let me quickly go on to the telephone lines. Dr. Obadele Kambun is a lecturer at the Institute of African Studies, University of Ghana. He's joining us. Good evening, sir. I'm grateful that you made time to join us. You have gathered over 12,000 signatures, we're told, for the statue to be removed. Have you presented an official petition to the University Council and government as well?
1,200. Actually, the council, we took it there. They said they couldn't be added to the agenda of the meeting that they have going on. So we're going back tomorrow just to deliver it, and, you know, for the next time that they meet, then they can consider it.
Right. So the counter petitioners say that you selectively use the data you referred to. And in fact, they've cited the 5 reasons you gave for wanting the statue removed, and step by step criticize these. And some of the criticism is that you were short-sighted.
Yeah, just very quick, I was able to catch a little bit of it. Well, one of the things is that it's sort of like if you have a child and you tell them that the tooth fairy doesn't exist, right? Or you tell them that it's not Santa Claus that has given them the gifts. So it's pretty much a knee-jerk reaction. Now the child wants to debate with the parents about, you know, some of these things. So when the guy was saying that Ghandi didn't act on it, tell him to look up the Durban police office. Sorry, not the Durban post office. So in this, you had a case where Ghandi, he campaigned for a separate door for the Indians so that they wouldn't be dragged down to the level of a raw Kaffir. He should also look at Indian scholars such as Desai, who has a book, The South African Ghandi, Stretcher Bearer of Empire. And in this, he wrote propaganda against the Zulus. He agitated to get guns to be able to shoot the Zulus. The only thing that prevented him from shooting the Zulus was that the British didn't see him as being fit to do it. And then when you look at his biography in the 1920s, he said, my job was strictly to care for the wounded Zulus, but we have Ghandi statue in Ghana. And
right,
you will see
Dr.
groups of Indians who are saying, Ghandi must go, this statue must go. Do you know what he did to my ancestors, the Dalits? Do you know how he kept them at the lower caste? What he was trying to do was to pull us into the Hindu fold so that we could not get our own representation. These people don't
Dr. Kambon, I'm afraid
and when you look at the people who are signing their petition, what they're saying is, why pull it down? Why pull it? That means they have no information.
Right, Dr. Kambon, we'll leave it there. Your point has been made pretty clearly, and we're grateful for your time, Dr. Kambon.
Now that we know, let's do something different.
Right. Dr. Kambon, grateful for your time. Thanks very much. Dr. Kambon is a lecturer at the Institute of African Studies. So, Dr. Senzo, you're still here. You heard him, that he claims that Ghandi lied. And he has studied this for 20 years. He has volumes of information you don't have.
I'm very surprised because in your petition, if you look at our counter, each of them was scholarly referenced. We have supported it very well. Our argument is simple. The statute stands as a kind of non-violent resistance. Let's ask ourselves, why is it that the UN Non-Violence Day
so your research does not support that Ghandi lied?
You see, we go more beyond what we were saying. Ghandi, at a certain point, even some of the reactions they have made, you see, they have just extrapolated more, like exaggerated some of the issues. It was not as the way being perceived. That's why I said, if you want to judge someone, consider the circumstance within the environment upon which the action took place. You don't truncate into history and pick some aspect of it and interpret it in your own opinion. You are wrong. And that is where we have a problem. You can't pontify on historic issues and take a full authority, because the situation we have now here is that they are historians and taking advantage of it, and we are also being political analysts and economic analysts as well.
They're twisting history
that is the
in favor of their research.
In favor of their own interpretation and kind of angle of argument they want to make to favor
Dr. Senzo, we're
that's
grateful.
our problem.
Dr. Senzo, we're grateful for your time. This is getting passionate. You know, I wish I was maybe a research fellow at the University of Ghana, so I could understand some of these things a little bit more from both points of views. I mean, Dr. Kambon and Dr. Senzo have all made passionate appeals as to the for and against the sighting of the statue. My name is Stephen Enti. This is still News at 10.